Hey, Dr. Brandy here with your health tips for February 2018. I can't really even believe it. We've gotten through a month of the new year. So here we are in February, and where has the time gone, right? Um, Goodness. I have a full moon ceremony that I do each full moon, and I was talking to people about, where they're at with their intentions for the new year and what is it that they put in place and how has it been going? Have they been following through with that essentially? And what I find is that many of us have lost touch with those New Year's intentions or those resolutions or what it is we wanted to bring more consciousness to for the new year. And it's not uncommon because we have so much going on, right? We have the kids and the family to take care of. We have dinner to cook. We have work to do, right? And we have a lot of stress in our life, and it moves really, really fast. Life moves way faster now than it did 20 or 30 years ago when there wasn't an internet, right? And so with that pace, our bodies haven't quite been able to learn how to keep up with everything. And so we're starting to feel the effects of that. Not just, because we're fatigued, that's one thing, but there's also a lot of heart disease and cancer and, autism and all these different kinds of things that are going on in our life as a result of all the different types of stresses that we're under, be it EMFs or genetically modified foods or pesticides or chemicals that are in the environment. I mean, you could name it, and there's many things that are affecting our health. So what we got to do is we got to figure out what we can do to protect ourselves, right? So that's my job. I help my patients figure that out. And a lot of people, I find that in the beginning of the year, they want to lose some weight. And what I really hear them saying is they want to improve their metabolism. They want to have more energy. They want to have better digestion and not be constipated. And they want to have less cravings. And they want to feel good in their clothes. And they want to play. They want to play with their grandkids, and have the energy to do that. And all those kinds of things without being in pain and grumpy, right? And so one of the things that we can do to enhance our metabolism is eat more protein. So it's really simple. It's not hard at all. So you just eat more protein. That would mean eating more chicken, fish, beef, and eggs, those kinds of things. And so when you eat more protein, it actually helps your body build protein. It also balances your blood sugar. So, you're getting two wins for doing one thing, eating more protein. A lot of times I'll have people come to me because they have, food dietary imbalances and want to achieve certain things like weight loss. And before I take anything away from them, I'll just tell them to start eating more protein and then eating more vegetables. And then maybe when they start getting their diet, like some good things put in there, then we can start pulling some things out. That doesn't go for everyone. It depends on what your goals are, because sometimes we just have to make a massive action and make it happen, and I want to get change as fast as we can with all my patients, so sometimes we just jump in. But for you today, just start eating more protein. You're going to feel more energy because your blood sugar is balanced. You're not going to have that midday crash. If you do have that midday crash, that's the great time to eat protein. Have some boiled eggs on hand. That's what one of my favorite things is just to eat an egg or two in the middle of the day, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I can get back to it. I'm focused again. Basically there's a research that has shown that people who have a higher protein diet actually store excess calories as muscle, whereas people who have a low protein diet store excess calories, more of them as fat. So we're going to increase by eating more protein. We're also helping our body build more muscle, and when we have more muscle, we burn more fat. So it's kind of a nice little, I don't know if it's a vicious cycle, but it's a nice little cycle, and it moves itself, So, exercise is a good thing to do to add into that as well. And when you're eating protein, just kind of be considerate about what kind of protein you're eating. So if you're really looking to lose weight and get healthy, the things that you're going to want to avoid are conventional meats. So meats that are hormones and has antibiotics used in them, that are corn fed or grain fed. That's not the typical way animals really like to eat. I know fish don't like to eat corn, but that's what they're being fed if they're farmed. So corn is one of the most genetically modified crops in our in our country. And so all these animals that are eating corn are eating the genetically modified corns, and then you're eating that food, and you are what you eat, like no doubt about it. You know, a lot of digestive disorders are related to the genetically modified foods. I've seen it over and over again over the years that unless people get off the genetically modified food, their digestive system just really doesn't get as healthy as they'd like it to be. That's one part of it. You know, the other thing is when you're eating meats that have hormones and antibiotics. I mean, hormones, you're eating meats that have hormones, so the hormones are going in your body. We always, you know, quite often wonder why these little 12-year-old boys have man boobs, and man boobs are an estrogen dominant issue. And many of my women who come to me for hormonal problems have estrogen dominance and low progesterone. And these are things that can very much be addressed by diet. There's some other things you might want to look at is like getting off the stop drinking plastic, and, you know, microwaving foods in plastic and different things like that. But that's a whole nother conversation. Just basically, when you want to get down to increasing the metabolism with protein, you want to make sure that you're eating 25 grams of protein at a time or less. And 15 to 20 would be adequate, depending on how much you're exercising and things like that. If you're eating more than 25 grams of protein at a time, you're wasting it because your body cannot digest more than 25 grams of protein at a time. So you might see these protein powders that say 50 grams of protein, you know, per serving. You're wasting your money. Cut that in half. Like, don't take the whole scoop. Take half the scoop, because 25 grams of protein is going to be a way better option for you because you're going to actually utilize and absorb it more than 50. When it comes to protein powders, you're not really getting a high assimilation of the protein. However, it's better than not getting any at all. So high quality protein is important. Avoiding antibiotics and hormones in your meats is important. Eating grass-fed wild caught, important. And eating 25 grams or less of protein per serving is important. And a lot of people say anywhere between 0.75 and 1 gram of protein per body weight is adequate enough to help your body begin to build. There is controversy over that. Some people say higher, some people say less. I personally like to go for about 1 gram per pound of body weight, but I exercise a lot. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you might want to eat 150 grams of protein. If you're, you know, not really exercising and working out, then maybe if you're 150 pounds, maybe 100 grams of protein. It's, you know, just something to kind of keep an eye on and see if I'm eating more protein, how do I feel? Maybe I feel a little better. If you're having trouble digesting it, though, call me. Another thing that people do that I share with my patients is something called a 10-day transformation program, and it will increase the metabolism really fast, and you don't have to eat any meat at all, which I love. There's a particular product in the kit that has protein in it, and it's highly assimilated protein, so it's highly bioavailable. So most protein, when we eat it, it has to go through the digestive system. It has an impact on the liver. It impacts the kidneys. We excrete some of it. With this particular product, there's none of that. It gets absorbed into the bloodstream within 23 minutes. There's 5 grams of protein per tablet, which is amazing. And it was designed by a doctor for failure to thrive and geriatrics and cancer patients who can't absorb protein and different things like that. So I've been loving utilizing this product with my patients because their metabolism goes up, they cleanse pretty quickly, they get rid of inflammation in their body, and it's just an awesome 10 days to take a break from processed foods and all the things, the onslaught of things we've been consuming and putting in our body. I'm going to be teaching a class on that actually on Tuesday, February 20th at 6 p.m. And it's free. Feel free to come, check it out. I do need an RSVP, so feel free to call me at 303-619-7766. and register to come. It's in Netherlands, so I hope to see you there. We'll be sampling the little green drinks and everything that goes with the 10-day transformation program, and it's just a really great time. So even if you just want to learn a little bit more and come on in, feel free. You're welcome. So again, I'm Dr. Brandy McCans, and I'll see you again in March if I don't see you at the class on the 20th. All right, take care.